Welcome back to the channel, and while looking for stuff for sale locally, I came across two broken Autoharps. And these have two slightly different designs, one slightly more complex and older than the other one, but we're going to have a look at that at part 2. First we're going to look at this one. So an Autoharp is a simple harp where all the strings are parallel to each other, and these can be tuned in a range of different ways. We've got combs pressing down, muting certain strings, and this allows us to form chords by subtracting those strings from the sound. This allows players to play preset chords very easily and play along with other musicians. I can't see a maker's mark on this one, though it does say Autoharp, which is very useful, but at the same time quite funny. We don't put the word guitar on guitars. So this is very dirty and it has a broken string. So hopefully all we need to do is clean this one up and do a string repair, and we've got a working instrument. So if we look at the combs, these seem to move fine and they bring the felt into contact with the strings. There's a few chips and paint marks on this, so let's get the combs off and we can clean it up the best we can and strip down what we need to do. So we've got some springs on each side, and we'll remove these just for now, and you can start to see how simple of an instrument this is. But it is fairly cool, and I have seen people play these before, and there is a certain cool factor to these. So I'm going to use some cotton to clean away the years of dirt and finally release some of that beautiful wood colour that's been hiding away. There's plenty of speckles of white paint on here, which is a little annoying because they're quite hard to rub off and actually show the dirt quite well. But yeah, the colour of the wood underneath is really nice. So next we've got to try and fix this string. Now, it's really tempting to just put a new string on here, but it would sound so wrong against all the other strings. It would just sound so bright and you would notice it whenever it rang. So if we were to put a new string on here, ideally we'd have to put new strings on all of the strings. But I don't have loads of strings and loads of time. So what we're going to do is do a string repair. And this is where we use something called a piano knot. And this allows us to tie a knot in the string, and with it being broken outside of the resonant range, it shouldn't make a lot of difference to the string. These knots have been used for many years in pianos and are really useful to save in these instruments. The knot is designed to kind of self-lock and not like loosen. The tension actually holds it together. So next we're going to look at the combs and figure out what they're actually doing, and which strings they're muting and what chords they're forming. So the first one is labelled A, and we've got an F, an A and a C note. So this is a F major chord. I'm not sure why it's labelled A, but fair enough. Next we've got a B, and this is a G, a B, F and A. So we've got a G7 chord. So once more, it doesn't match the labels. But finally C, and this is C, E and G, which is a C chord, but these labels are not useful. I'm going to have to put some more meaningful ones on, I feel. So I've tuned this, and I don't have a proper tool, so do forgive me, but I do suspect I'm going to have to try and make my own, because I'm really struggling to find the right tool that allows me to tune these. But in a rough tuning, this is what it sounds like. And as I say, these are really basic instruments, but they've got a lot of potential. So we could create a very large pickup to capture all the strings. And I really want to try it through a wah pedal to kind of create some funky noises. So if you're interested to know what that sounds like, stick around and I'll be posting that soon.